Should Cody Rhodes turn heel? That's something that people has been speculating for a long time on if it should happen, when it should happen. Today we're going to be talking about that to decide if that should happen, when it should happen, and also how it should happen. And to start the video off, we're going to be talking about the negatives and the positives of turning Cody Rhodes heel. This obviously affects WWE in a lot of ways. And one of the negative ways that it will affect them, obviously, is they lose their biggest babyface. Now, this is obviously a big one because Cody Rhodes, he's selling all the merch, he's selling all the tickets. And I don't think that'll necessarily change if he turns heel, but it will maybe dampen it a little bit. It'll make whoever the new babyface is, like Randy Orton, have to show up at shows more often and be that babyface, that defending champion who's showing up at all the PLEs and defending that title across all the countries they go to and everything. So will Randy Orton be willing to make that schedule, do all those matches? That'll be the new question if they do indeed turn Cody Rhodes heel.
With Cody Rhodes turning heel, it opens up the door for a new person to be the next biggest face, whether it's not Randy Orton or a CM Punk, whether it's a new guy that is on the come up like a Carmelo Hayes potentially. It would be nice for somebody to kind of get the spotlight that Cody Rhodes was getting, or even whether it's a Drew McIntyre, who we have a video about, who could take over the spotlight as a babyface now. But yeah, there's a lot of ways you can go about it, and I think it's not the end of the world to change up Cody Rhodes as a heel, because at the end of the day, it could be better, and it could be something that makes you even more money now.
And one of the positives that you will get from it is obviously it's going to make the match more interesting. And then obviously it's going to make Cody Rhodes more interesting, kind of in junction with that, because he's the one doing everything. Even post WrestleMania, you can always use this heel turn to help other baby faces out, like you mentioned, a Carmelo Hayes, a Trick Williams, people of that nature, to make them baby faces, or just have good matches in general, like we've seen him do with Obafemi on the recent Saturday Night's Main Event. So that would be a very interesting thing to do with Cody as a heel rather than the baby face. That would be a very cool thing to do, to see him to kind of take part of being a heel, because everyone kind of expected Randy Orton to turn heel at different points. So it'd be kind of a cool swerve to some people to see Cody do it instead. And for the next negative we have is going to be, would WWE lose money making him heel? And I don't really think that would be the case. I think Cody Rhodes people are going to buy his merch regardless. I think his merch would probably be even cooler if he was a heel, to be honest. He used to have the old Bullet Club Cody Rhodes logo. I think something like that would be very cool to see on WWE Shop. I don't know if they can kind of legally sell that, but that would be something cool of a design to come back to the shop that a lot of people would buy, including myself. So there is kind of benefits to him turning heel money wise, but obviously the loss of money, will it make up for it? I'm not really sure.
Another reason to say that they might not lose money while turning Cody Rhodes babyface is also because this opens up to do rematches with a lot of the top guys, Cody Rhodes being the heel and other guys being the baby faces. Another match with Roman Reigns is easily on the table to be a WrestleMania match where you can see Cody Rhodes being the heel. When Kevin Owens eventually comes back, maybe you can run that back again. Another match with Randy Orton as well. So there's a lot of ways you can do it, and I think, like I said, it opens up a lot more things to do, because Cody Rhodes himself has been a little bit stagnant for a little bit. I think the heel turn in general just makes everything a lot better overall.
And another positive of Cody Rhodes' heel turn, and it does kind of legitimize Drew McIntyre's claims of him being not guilty of some of the things people have accused him of, and because we haven't seen the footage of him attacking Jacob Fatu, which we'll have something about that in a little bit. But yeah, it would kind of legitimize him as a babyface, make him an official babyface, and that's kind of what we need from Drew McIntyre at this point in time.
Yeah, we can go back to the point earlier about making new big baby faces. This starts up a perfect way for Drew McIntyre to be that person to kind of alley-oop himself into that role. But yeah, again, it's something that Drew McIntyre feels like there is something bigger for him. I can only imagine that they can't just keep kind of dogging on it constantly. He has his moments, but I'm sure it has something kind of to build up again after this. So yeah, hopefully they do have a bigger plan for Drew McIntyre as well.
But a final negative is going to be, it's pretty risky to do a heel turn right now, being that the John Cena heel turn just went horrifically wrong for everything that WWE wanted it to be. So is it risky for them to do Cody Rhodes? Obviously Cody Rhodes is there a lot more. He's a lot better than John Cena. And so I think it would be very interesting to see that heel turn. And I don't think it would be risky to do it, because I think there's too many storylines built in already. But you could do a babyface Roman versus a heel Cody Rhodes. You could do the same thing with CM Punk. There's a lot of really cool things you could do.
I do agree that it is risky, but I don't think Cody Rhodes will allow it to be this total flop. Obviously, Cena's run was a little bit different because there was part he was really trying to play into that. He was trying to kill wrestling and stuff like that. I don't think that would be the same route that Cody Rhodes would go down, but I do think Cody Rhodes as a heel would just be a lot better. Like you said, it just opens up so many more doors, and I think you can see a new side of Cody Rhodes that we've all been wanting for so long now.
Cody Rhodes turning heel doesn't only affect Cody and the WWE, it also affects Randy Orton. And some of the positives, negatives that we tried to find from him is there really is no negatives that would affect Randy Orton. Obviously, they will all benefit him, assuming that he is the one who wins the title at WrestleMania. He doesn't lose. Now, if he were to lose, that would be the big negative, obviously. But the positive would be that he would take him one step closer to catching up to John Cena, winning that 17th world title. He could get 18, could tie him at 17. Right, this would take him to 15, though. So that would be a very interesting kind of milestone to reach, and it would make it believable to reach that milestone of passing up John Cena.
I do think they'll tease Randy Orton getting closer and closer to the John Cena's milestone, but I think in the end, Randy Orton probably won't end up passing it. He might tie it just to have the two rivals be tied for the most world championships. It would be kind of a nice story, but yeah, I think it is nice to get a little bit closer for Randy.
And I also think this feud could continue past WrestleMania. This could go into Backlash. This could go all the way to SummerSlam if you really wanted to. This is a long-built feud that have a long history between the two. There's factions between the two that can be kind of made. There's people who would probably align with Randy Orton on this, and there's probably people who would also align with Cody Rhodes. So I just imagine that War Games scene between these two at the end of the year, or maybe between him and a Punk or him and a Roman. There's a lot of really cool things you could do with a Cody Rhodes heel turn, being that he is just so popular. But now that we talked about all of this, we will go into how we think they should turn him heel.
There's a lot of ways you can turn Cody Rhodes and when you can turn him heel, but we're going to kick it off fairly soon because at next week's SmackDown, it's going to be revealed that Cody Rhodes was the one to attack Jacob Fatu by Drew McIntyre. Obviously, Cody Rhodes will be in very much a denial state. Obviously, Randy Orton will probably be somewhere around, so I'm sure he'll kind of be very interested to do why Cody Rhodes kind of did this, and it kind of shows that, you know, maybe not everybody is safe from Cody Rhodes. He's not the nice guy we all thought he was. Kind of shows how much Randy Orton has rubbed off on Cody Rhodes, being that he's not afraid to take out people that he's somewhat close to are good guys. He'll take them out so they don't get in his way. At the contract signing between Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes for the WrestleMania match is going to be revealed by Nick Aldis, who has the footage finally that Cody Rhodes did attack Jacob Fatu. Cody Rhodes will probably start looking around to kind of see what Randy's reaction is, but before he can do anything, but Randy Orton has something ready for him with an RKO, and he's going to take him out. And yeah, this probably sets up that Mania match being some type of punt related theme where I'm sure the kind of final blow to Cody Rhodes will be the punt to get Randy Orton to get the big win at WrestleMania. But yeah, I think Cody Rhodes, who knows how exactly they'll do it. I think there's a lot of cool ways you can go about it, but yeah, it should be really fun.
Yeah, I think, you know, every WrestleMania, we typically see a contract signing where things go left out of nowhere right before WrestleMania. And I do expect it to be no different this year, whether it's Cody that does it, Rhea that does it, Jay that does it, whoever it is that does it, it will happen this year, just a matter of time and when. But yeah, it makes it a really cool story to do it this way because, as we mentioned, Drew McIntyre kind of shows like, hey, I have the footage, it was Cody, but Cody denies it. No one believes Drew because of all the lies he said, and Cody just does big baby face, so he's typically gonna believe him over it. But then, you know, once the footage is revealed by Nick Aldis and he gets that RKO from Randy Orton, I think the crowd would be kind of whoa and be like, whoa, what just happened? And then obviously leading into WrestleMania, it'd be interesting to see the crowd's reaction to Cody Rhodes. Would he get booed? Would he still get cheered because he's Cody Rhodes? Would he get booed out of the building because he's heel now? It'd be a very interesting time, especially being that Randy Orton is Randy Orton, so he's gonna get cheered no matter what.
And then another thing to think about as well is what type of music would Cody Rhodes have? What type of gear would he wear? Will we see new type of colors from him? Would he go kind of to go black and white or black and silvers and stuff like that? So I think Cody Rhodes heel turn is just something that is very desired for, and I think it's something that eventually should be done. I just hope they don't wait too long while we still love Cody Rhodes and really want him to be the babyface. Well, right now is he could very much be a top heel, and I think everybody would kind of be down for it.
A Cody Rhodes heel turn with matches with a babyface CM Punk, Roman Reigns, Jey Uso, all these different people that he could have matches with would be a very interesting time, and that's how we're gonna wrap up the video. Let us know down below if you like our story, if you dislike our story, or if you have a better story, and yeah, we'll see you in the next video.